it will have cost us £2.75 for 14 nights. Hasn't lived up to what I thought. Oh, lithium's too unqualified to be able to say that. So we're just approaching a place that's 10 minutes away from the campsite. It's called Skinning Grove. It's a really nice beach. We did go there the other day, but it was really, really cloudy and overcast, and also it was bank holiday, so there was a lot of people down there. So we're just going to go down. It's basically at the bottom of this valley. It's really pretty. When you're approaching it, it feels like you're going down to this secret place. But it actually is in the middle of a little fishing village. But it's also free parking, and there was no sign saying no overnight. What a difference to the other day. So you've got this really nice headland here. You can cross over. It's gorgeous. Just really like this. The two carvings. Unfortunately the back ones are rotted a bit, but alright, let's see if we can get you a better walk today then, boy. Just round there is something very special, but I'll show you that in just a second. It's definitely a really cool place. And then what happens is you come walking up here and you are greeted with this. I know it just feels weird. You've got this little spot that you can come through to, and then you've got all this beach. What a beautiful place, eh? It's so different in the sunshine, doesn't it? Great place, and only 10 minutes away from the campsite, so just a little update as we're going along. Things are going pretty well with the testing. I wouldn't say they're perfect though, but I think I can see what the problems are. Not enough solar is definitely one of them. We'll talk about all that, so yeah. Now we're just going to enjoy this beautiful, beautiful beach. Skinning Grove near Skelton, which is close to Saltburn by Sea. So you join me as we're heading to the MOT centre up here in Skelton. It's just up the road in the town itself. Nice little garage tucked away, and for some reason as well, slightly cheaper than down south. So I don't know what that's about. I thought it was a fixed price everywhere you went, but there you go. I'm really hoping she passes. We rely on Betty a great deal. But without a doubt has been one of the better decisions that I made to actually tow a car. I only spotted it the other day by accident. I spotted this sign at the side of the road here. Oh no. Got one coming out, or is he going in? No, he's going in. That was a panic. Oh well. What nice people. So yeah, about 45 minutes if it passes. So let's go for a walk. Quite a nice looking high street. Plenty of little places to go. Go and have a look in the church shop then. Oh, that bacon smells delicious. And this is where I've got to come at some point after today or after today to see if my Amazon parcels are. And you've got a pub, the Walton Arms, just there. Thinking if we were still at this neck of the woods, we might go to that. Quite fancy watching some axe throwing. Let's go up and have a look at this little church. In the darkness, it looks quite gothic, doesn't it? With the brick and the stone. To the lady, my parcel probably might not even turn up today, so it seems a bit unreliable. So what we'll do, we'll start walking back down the high street and go and have a cup of coffee, I think. Come down to the Vanilla Bean Cafe. I'm just going to sit here. Watch the world go by while I wait for a phone call. Which sounds like a great idea to me. Now that looks good. Fingers crossed for this today. Of course, the worst bit comes if it fails. Not sure what we do then. Whether we go and get ourselves like a taxi back or what we do. Yeah, no, I suppose it depends on what it fails on, but hopefully, fingers crossed, that she passes. So, yeah. Anyway, that was a nice sausage roll. Latte. Oh, good. So, I think I'm going to report back to you when that phone call comes. Here goes. Hello. Good news. Betty passed the MOT. So I've just got to pop over, get some cash, and then we're going to go and pick her up. Oh, that is such a relief. Oh, I really was going through all these different scenarios, emissions, and all the rest of it. But no, she passed. So, good old Betty. And yeah, I recommend this Vanilla Bean Cafe as well. Very nice. Right, see you back at the van. So how did we get on when we came to be using the air fryer? Well, it's a powerful air fryer. It's 1700 watts. So it went through, it ran fine, but it drained pretty quick. So we opted for using that on the EcoFlow Delta 2. The way we've been doing it is we've been using as little power as possible. We're using our gas. We haven't bothered with heating because it has been a bit chilly last night, but it's not been too bad. So we haven't bothered with heating. But we've done our cooking on the gas and also on this gas here for the kettle, just because we wanted to make sure how this would go. The EcoFlows have been running Lady A here and this soundbar, although you can use Lady A up there as a soundbar. She's on a battery pack, so we've been letting it run on battery and then charging it up. This TV, the wires, this 12 volt, this TV, the wires go up in here, so I couldn't run that one off the EcoFlows. But I have been running this bedroom TV off of this EcoFlow here. As you can see, it's got a 12 volt. Now, other things that I've been using, my headphones. There's two sets of headphones there, I don't know if you can see them. They've been charging up. That's done by our 12 volt. That's the system that I put in for them. Comes out from under the garage there. And also it's been running our CCTV, which I've turned off at the moment. I've took the fuses out for this second week. We've been using power, and the first week we lived, I would say, normally. And I made a couple of mistakes. The inverter obviously draws power even if you're not using it. Went out, left it on all day. It was quite cloudy, not much solar. By the time that night came, we were quite low on battery. Thought it would be enough. Alarms went off in the middle of the night. Yeah, I was panicking. So rather than throw the EcoFlow in, I threw in the power lead. Charged us all back up, cost us 88 pence. That's at 31 pence a unit by their calculations. So it cost us 88 pence to charge up. Everything was fine for a couple of days, and I did a similar thing again. Left the inverter on. I know, stupid, right? But because it's in that cupboard, kind of forgotten. I thought Lady A was charging from the EcoFlow. She wasn't. She was charging from the inverter. So again, batteries, we could have got away with it, but I panicked. So, because I thought, what is it? Oh, and I still can't quite get my head round this battery levels. What is half 50%? Because the state of charge on that monitor is completely wrong. Yeah, I can't get the batteries to charge to their fullest. What it says they're meant to be charged to, according to Sterling, should be 14.6. Yeah, it's full charge on those lithiums. I can't get it to go past 13.58. So I don't know if it's our charger's been set wrong. Don't forget, we didn't install any of this. So I'm going to go and when we get towards Wales, we're going to go into Hereford, and I'm going to go and see Bluefix. And have a word with them and get them to set us up properly, because I don't believe that this has been set up properly. I might be wrong, I don't know, but state of charge, my battery went down to 12.3, yeah, and it was saying I was 96% charged. That's not right. That's complete rubbish. I nearly swore then. Because it went down to 12.2 when it went flat, and it was saying 77%. So you can't judge it by that. So I don't know. Anyway, it's not a rant about this Victron setup or whatever. I didn't put it in. I might be doing something wrong. But anyway, it got a little bit low, so I panicked again. Yeah, and threw in the charger yet again. And when we came back, we thought, right, well, while we got it hooked up, we'll cook dinner. So we cooked dinner, and we also charged both the EcoFlows up using the mains, because it's fast and quick. So altogether, at the moment, today's Saturday, we're leaving on Monday morning. Right, there's no reason that we're going to have to plug in again, because we've got our heads around this a bit more better now and stuff. At the moment, it's cost us £2.75. I will update you if we do, in case we do have to do it. But at the moment, it's cost us £2.75 in electric. It will have cost, if we don't plug in anymore, it will have cost us £2.75 for 14 nights. So I don't think that's too bad at all. But then we have been using our own power. So we are going to put some gas in, because we've obviously used a little bit more gas than we normally do. We're going to put some gas in and see what that is, because so far the gas pricing for this van and our little last 6 months has been ridiculous. That's been very cheap. So yeah, so experience-wise, what's it been like? I understand when you watch other people on YouTube and stuff, and they talk about battery stress. I get it now, because it is a constant checking your phone, because the Victron stuff's on an app, checking your phone, all that sort of thing. Having the EcoFlows, this is not an advert for EcoFlow, not paying me to say this or anything like that. The Delta 2s that charge up so fast, when we put the 400 watt solar panel out there, which we'll be doing later this afternoon, that charges them perfectly, brilliantly quick. And we're going to be putting another MPPT in here, so that we can connect the 400 watt solar up to that and get it charged a bit quicker. That's one thing we have learned. Our solar is only in total 250 watts. There's a 100 watt panel and a 150 watt panel. Hasn't lived up to what I thought. Oh, lithium's brilliant. It's gonna, I don't think I think we could have done just as well on lead acid and known what the battery levels were. I'm not saying they're not worth the money. I'm too unqualified to be able to say that. it might be wrong, or we might get set up with things. One thing I will say about lithiums is, boy, they charge fast. So there is that. But my experience of it so far has been a little bit stressful. I want to do more. Lorna wants to do more. But what we're going to kind of do is, when we go to, we've got 2 sites booked now, both with electric, so we're going to them, have a couple of weeks of not stress. And then in that meantime, we'll be fitting the new MPPT. And we're going to go then and book a site, but with a couple of days where we haven't got sites booked, if you know what I mean. So we'll be travelling for, say, 2 days to get to that site, and doing it that way, save ourselves a little bit of money. A couple of nights here, night there, whatever. And we're gonna try some actual proper wild camping, because we know we can go, 2 or 3 days without power. That's no bother. But I just wish it was better explained. I wish the Victron videos made sense instead of just talking techie bloody stuff that no real normal person can understand. Yeah. It ain't been a great experience, to be honest with you, for me. There's been some highlights, like the eco flows, I've said, have been brilliant. Realising that we can do that with the panel, that's been brilliant. But it has been stressful, I won't lie. I won't lie. And part of me thinks, sod it, I'll just hook up everywhere, because I can't be bothered with all this. Oh, I better cook it on this because of that, and all the rest of it. But I'm going to give it more of a go, because I don't like to give up. And we'll be doing this again, and hopefully no more. But I do want to go to Bluefix later in the year and get that sorted. Hopefully they can explain something to us. If you're watching, Luke, give us a contact, mate, and I can chat with you what's going on with the system, and you can put us right. And I'll pay you, by the way. Right, so yeah, brilliant. So that really is the video about this 2 weeks, this setup, what we've been up to, and all the rest of it. I've loved the area. There's not been a problem, and we'll do a little review on this campsite in a bit. But yeah, don't take this as too disappointed. Just take this as a stressful face and honest face, because I want you to know it's not as, we can run everything that we want and all the rest of it just because you got lithium batteries. It's not that at all. So cool. Anyway, guys, on a better note, I'll catch up with you a bit later on. Already? We ain't even left yet.
To pull you from the other side. What I need to show you is my obligation. How much longer can you hide?
Good morning, afternoon, sometime, who knows. So
we're peed off.
We've got
LPG stress.
We've got LPG stress going on. So we've been to, what's this now, the third one?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all station confirmed.
On my LPG, yeah.
Well, That one did have LPG, but the pump
pump's
was
not
broke.
working.
But the last two, oh, it's not our fault, it's Morrison's.
So we've decided, and we would recommend that as Morrison's are supposed to be easing off on their supply of LPG with in mind of stopping altogether, I would say that they're starting to do that now. So don't go to Morrison's because they probably won't have LPG.
No, that's right. I would just boycott Morrison's full stop now because I think they're a bunch of twats.
Libel.
What, libel us for being a twat? No, apparently its head office have to update the app and they haven't done it for whatever reason. But it has caused us a great deal of stress. We have been driving around Yorkshire looking for LPG, coming down through all these little villages. Market day in Thirsk, which was horrendous, with a car on the back. And it's just like, you get there and it's like, no, we ain't got none. And then we get to this one and it's got some and the pump don't work.
We're not entirely sure. We're curious now because we've been 2 weeks using the fridge on gas. Well, that's about it really, because still didn't use the gas top much. So we're just curious to see how much we've used. But as far as we can tell on the bottles, they're still okay. So
Yeah, because the gauges you can't understand either, Gazlow. Sort your life out, will you? Honestly.
anyway, so we've decided now that we are just going to head to our next
We're
site,
giving up.
because we're only there for 4 days. In which time then we're moving off to like the other side of Huddersfield, so only about, I don't know, half an hour drive or so. And there's loads of garages apparently with LPG around Huddersfield, so we're going to chill out. But otherwise I'd say it's been a pleasant drive, but it hasn't really.
No, the first half hour the B2B was going beep, 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 and we can't find out why, because, well, that would be too obvious, wouldn't it, to put in Google why it's beeping.
I think common sense is telling us what it is, because we've been off reading it's just charging up the vehicle battery, topping it up if you like.
Something to do with the fact we've been off grid.
Yeah.
It's stopped now
So
after half an hour of beep, 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 beep.
anyway,
You know what? Whoever said,
that's rant.
whoever
rant
said,
over.
go and get in your van life, that, yeah, sunshine and bloody rainbows. Oh, yeah, right.
Not always, folks.
Can you tell that I just really want to swear
Oh, God, don't,
so
don't,
loudly?
don't.
And I'm not going to because it's
He's
YouTube, but
a bloody nightmare.
I have been calling everybody.
Don't even go there.
Yeah.
Come on, according to the sat nav, we've only got about half an hour and we're at our next site, so we can chill out then and decide what to do.
We should do a quick review before we leave, though, of Paddock
yeah.
House. So,
Sorry.
rant over.
Yeah,
Paddock House, absolutely lovely.
Yeah, gorgeous site. It was very good for us, as Steve's put in another video anyway, because the electric was on the meter, so it gave us a chance to really test our capabilities of being off grid, how long, what, and teaching ourselves what to do, what not to do.
Because if that wasn't stressful enough.
Yeah, so but that was all good. We were actually pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
With our EcoFlow, if we can get the weather to get that charged up all the time, we can be off grid kind of indefinitely, really, in theory. So,
Yeah.
So that's all good, and it wasn't too hard. It taught us about what things we could use and what things to try and do without. So we tried to do without the air fryer a bit because it was a bit of an eater, not too bad, but we've managed fine and we've eaten well. So.
When we actually paid the bill this morning, let's just say very pleasantly surprised, because we did have to plug in a couple of times.
Oh yeah, that was
My fault. I just don't understand things. I need one of them people that I need people to show me and say that is right, that is right. I can't look at something and think. So.
Well, anyway, we just had to plug in because we'd run the battery down overnight because of using the TV or the laptop or whatever. But anyway, we plugged in just in enough time to charge up, and it was about, an hour or two?
Yeah.
And then we just did it for the sake of it, really, didn't we, the other day? Just thought we'd just top it up. Why did we do it the second time? I can't remember.
Because it got low again.
Oh, right, yeah.
My fault again.
Yeah. and we'd not got the Jacqueries sort of. Anyway, neither there here nor there. We did hook up just for a couple of brief periods, and it cost us something silly like £2. So, you know.
Yeah, but we'll put that into a dedicated video, and because there might be some bits that are interesting for somebody who's thinking of doing this. We learnt a lot, and we'll talk about that later. So for now, we are going to head out of this really rocky valley by.
I know.
God, I think the worst one in the world to stop in.
But yeah, Paddock House, good place, nice people, lovely site, nice views, very pleasant stay for a fortnight.
Oh, why does things always want to just beep at me?
Equipment about to turn off. Shall I stop this now? It's because it's
Yeah. Anyway, see you at the site. Help! So we've arrived at, is it Gunthwaite Top Farm, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is a CL here in Denby, Upper Denby. That's what I'm saying. It's a very pleasant little spot. We're in between the trees and stuff. You can see it's lovely. Got a bit of a problem with the car. The brake cable seems to have snapped, but we'll talk about that later. But the lady asked us to go up on blocks. And look how high up the van is. I don't know if you can see to get us level, but it's perfectly stable. And we're on these big wooden blocks that the lady's given us. So, yeah. I can get under here to do the work on the front of the van where I did that bit of damage up on that cover there, though. No bother. Might even be able to get under and have a look at all the different things that need sorting out. So, that's good. Chance to go mad. We've just met his new friend Ned up there. You probably can't just see him. He's tied up at the moment. But yeah, lovely lady. Very nice and picturesque little spot we got ourselves here. It's on grass, but it is pretty hard. You can see the blocks down there. Like I've never seen it go up that high yet, but it is level. So yeah, cool.
Because it's out, you've got that added height because of the blocks, haven't you?
Yeah. Appears that I think we've either snapped a cable or it's just come out, but that's the brake cable. It's meant to be back there. Go through there, so just going to open the bonnet up and have a look, see what I can see. That's the cable bit of it, the thing, the protective thing down there. I'm guessing it goes through. Shush, chance, mate, please. I'm guessing it comes through and hooks up onto this somehow. If you look through, you can see now that there's the hole where the cable isn't anymore. Ah, crap. That is a pain. Can you see that through there at the side? See the little black thing? The trouble is, it's not poking back through. Shush, just birds and they're eating them. They're on the other end, look. I'm not allowed after things that you're allowed. Hey, I'm not allowed. Come, fella. Good boy. That's it. He's settled now.
Your time up now. Let's have your three answers. What can you